All right, good morning out there in Stockland, if that's a thing. Let's take a look at what the market's doing this morning. Stock futures slip is the headline on IBD today. Caterpillar Walmart drag on the Dow. Deere dives, that's not good. Nvidia stock falls. Deere dives on weak earnings, sales, and guidance amid Trump trade war. That's probably to be expected. China stocks under pressure, but market up for live streaming. Wow. Sorry there. IBD stock of the day carves new buy point as earnings growth accelerates. That's all good. Trex is what they're spotting today. Ooh, very nice little bull flag there. Looks really good. Number one rank among building construction. 98 composite rating. That's really good. I agree, IBD. I agree. That looks great. Let's take a look at Trex. Hey, what's up, Ian? What's up, Eddie? Didn't see you guys here with the screen covering everything up. All right, Trex. Heard of Trex, haven't seen it in a while. If I would have noticed this, it would have been on my radar. Let's make sure we put this on there. All right. Let's go to the weekly on Trex, see what we got. Looks like only a few weeks up there. Oh, definitely. So we had a breakout here. Not quite sure if you can call this a cup with handle. Looks like a failed breakout. And we're already up considerably. Already up 30% plus from the breakout point. Yeah, basically 31% from the breakout point, 32%. 2-for-1 stock split recently, so that's interesting. No more splits in recent history. Okay, that's good. You don't want to see too many stock splits. If you see too many stock splits, then it can be a bad sign. It can be a sign of topping action. I know it's kind of weird, but ooh, don't like that. Don't like how this Nasdaq's looking right now. You can see there's a big rounding component to it there. Not a big fan of that action. Can almost call this a diamond top. Just noticed that out the corner of my eye. What's up, Blah? Looks pretty diamond topish to me, as a matter of fact. This one, not so much a diamond. That's a pretty symmetrical diamond. Let me get out the good book. Make sure I don't think there's any rules about it has to touch at the peak there, but that could be a bad sign. This may take a minute. Okay. Diamond top 165. And let me see, it mentions another page too, 566. If you guys do not have a copy of the Polkowski's Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns, I highly recommend you get that. Go to my website, real-crypto.com. You got a link on there. If you're going to buy it anyways, may as well give me a buck. All right. right, diamond tops. That was like a classic diamond top. All right, so let's read up on diamond tops here today. Looks like that's what our lesson is going to be on, because if this is a diamond top, let's see what we can potentially foresee out of this. And this is an index, so things won't be exactly the same, because individual stock patterns and individual stock patterns tend to behave slightly differently, more erratically on the indexes. Okay, so diamond top pattern forms after an upward price trend, and then it's a short-term up to 3-month bearish reversal. That would put us into October to November. Failure rate's 25%, so it's fairly accurate. Average decline is 21%, with most likely being 20%. So again, this is in regarding to a stock. The indexes aren't going to correct 20%. More than likely, I mean, they could, but it's probably not, built into the card deck there. Volume trend is downward until the breakout. So, okay, we don't have that. We actually have slightly increasing volume on the right-hand side. So I would say that the volume trend is not normal. 59% of the time it pulls back, meaning it'll break out and then retest the breakdown point. So like it'll come down and then come back and retest and then continue. That's a pullback. Head and shoulders tops are also in the mix with this one. Looks like we don't have a head and shoulders here. The volume trend is downward until the breakout. Okay, so he's got a couple things here. He's got a head and shoulders as a diamond top on one of his things. He's got a diamond top on another stock with shorter term pullback. And then it continued to break upward. But that's not a failure because it pulled back after the diamond and pretty significantly went from like 31 to 25 bucks. Huh. Breakout statistics for diamond tops and bottoms. Yeah, some of his statistics I have a hard time understanding. The verbiage he uses is quite interesting. So for those of you just joining me, I just noticed a potential diamond top here on the NASDAQ. And I'm going through the Bolkowski chart pattern encyclopedia to see if it is indeed a valid diamond top. So trading tactics. Compute the formation height by subtracting the lowest low from the highest high in the formation. For top, subtract the difference from the location where the price pierced the diamond boundary. For bottoms, add the difference to the breakout price. The result is the minimum price move to expect. So this isn't a big formation in that regard. I mean, if you expect us to break this today, which is possible, that's not a huge downside move. That's not a big downside move at all, but this could put us in for maybe a head and shoulders pattern if we throw back here, maybe have a neckline here, and then come up here. Like I said, the problem, those indexes tend to not form really nicely formed chart patterns. There's too much involved. The E-mini NASDAQ is the NASDAQ 100, so this is a culmination of 100 stocks, each kind of doing their own thing. So that's not necessarily always going to play out exactly correctly. So this would bring us down to a decline down to about here. Still going through that book, guys. Told you this would be a little weird. Trying to okay, focus on failures for diamond tops here. Okay, not all diamond tops and bottoms work out as expected. This chart shows a diamond top that fails to break downward. So, focus on failures. He's talking about volume spike below. Below the pattern was not not correct. There was no volume spike below the pattern. And we've seen some decently okay action in the NASDAQ. I mean, it hasn't been bad. All right, let's get to more charts here. All right, so there's the NASDAQ. Let's keep an eye on that. Cisco yesterday didn't do a whole lot. Was doing okay, and it looks like it's just kind of started drifting lower. Don't think it quite breached that breakout point. Never did quite breach the breakout point, so it's just sitting there. So no position to be taken there. Trex is interesting, but that's looking like a potential for a 3 weeks type pattern if it can remain in this consolidation. It's got to be a 3 weeks type pattern. A little. Yeah, basically it's a 3 weeks type pattern so far in Trex. This is an add-on location. Your technical buy point would be over here at the breakout of the base. This is an add-on position. All right, let's take a look at Apple. So Apple making all-time highs. That's going to keep the NASDAQ kind of on a more firm footing. Considering it's the largest market cap stock. Amazon knocking at new highs. Did have a big down day yesterday though. Hammer top. I actually believe that's a bearish pattern. Yeah, it's a bullish reversal. The low wick must be 2 times greater than the size of the body of the candle. That one definitely is. That one, the open and close on that are almost exactly the same. 1919 and 1900. So, oh no, 1919 and 1919. They are exact. Okay, they're off like 30 cents, with a 20-day price range, basically $22 price range. $21 price range. Okay, so it has not reached the top of that, so actually that looks like is putting in a bit of a top. I don't do a ton of candlestick charting, at least in terms of knowing them very deeply. After seeing this chart pattern form in the market, most traders will wait for the next period to open higher than the close of the previous period to confirm that the buyers are actually in control. So that has not happened so far. What's up, Eli? So just noticed a hammer here on Amazon, which is technically a bearish pattern. You can see there's a lot of wicks here. There's a lot of distribution up here as we're getting close to 2,000. getting close to 2,000, although not quite there. You can see the wicks on the upside here. We had this one close here. Actually, it still looks like a bit of a green bar, but all the closes have been actually down here below 1900 outside of that one. So that can show a little bit of distribution. Like we saw Apple just rocketing higher, not showing any sign of pulling back at all. And then the NASDAQ. Eli just joining us. Just noticed a potential for a diamond top here on the NASDAQ. And going by the good books rules there, looks like a pretty low target actually. Yeah, candlesticks are yeah, they're kind of a thing. That's why I don't follow them too much. But if I see a pretty well formed thing, I like to know about it. So here's the most recent support line on the NASDAQ, and we're basically right on that right now. Now this is the E-mini future, so this is live trading. This is actually trading right now. The futures go most of the time. They only close like 15 minutes a day, and that's 15 minutes after the market close. 15 minutes after the market closes for 15 minutes. It's kind of weird. China probably going to sign with Trump. Yeah, maybe. Possibly this would be a nice shakeout though. So this is the implied target that I gathered from the good book there. It's just from the high to the breakdown point, which would be here right now. And that doesn't get us much lower in the Nasdaq, but it would shake a bunch of people out for sure. But with, like I said, with Apple really holding good, not quite sure how that will work out there. Man, my air conditioning's cold today. Where's the frickin' IBD? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's on my other screen there. All right, hey guys, hold on. I'm sorry, I gotta get out of here about 2 to 3 minutes. I'll be back here in a little bit. All right, I'm back. All right. You have Nest? You have a Nest thermostat? Or is Nest an actual stock? Nope, Nest thermostat. I've got a Nest too. I just turned it up because it was freaking cold in this house. Super cold. Let's check out if there's any market movers today. Let's, damn it, I thought I saved it as a favorite. Maybe not. Shoot. Get rid of the PineScript window. Trading View Programming, go away. Crap. Oh, market's going to open right now anyway, so I guess we'll find out. Yeah, looks like a lot of red today. Pre-market actives on the NASDAQ. EOLS, ESPR, GOGL, TVIX. And why do you just refresh after you rendered? I hate ads. Refreshes your entire screen. Yeah, a long time ago. For way too much money. Thought that was a stupid acquisition. I'm like, why would you invest in thermostats? Like, literally, maybe if they had like a line of products, but they really, I think at the time, just had the thermostat and the carbon monoxide detector. So, all right, let's see. Tesla down 3.5, THO, LOPE, MU, BLFS, CERN, NVGS took it on the chin this morning, looks like. Casa, Square. All right, so we got Twilio down this morning. Not too bad. Twitter down, which is normal for Twitter. You mean software engineering or engineering? Because they don't really do engineering. And honestly, I don't think the Nest is that. I mean, it's great. It's nice. I like it, but I don't think it's like, it's not game changing engineering. It's got good design. That's about it from an engineering perspective. Yeah, you put a nice aluminum ring. I could have engineered that. I couldn't have designed it, but I could have engineered it. Oh, they had good staff. Okay, well that's better. That's good. So let's see if we're going to break this diamond top here. This is basically a diamond top. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. The volume signature is not, like I said, on point, but also the indexes don't always give you exactly what you're looking for in terms of chart pattern stuff. Oh yeah. So you just buy the whole company? I need 50 people. What's a 50-person company that I can buy? Applied Materials down a bunch. Micron down a little bit. Amiris, whatever that is down 13%. Probably a drug company. Baidu CLR doing okay. Let's check out CSO's ABC. Let's check out these guys. Baidu CLR. I believe you. Baidu Perigo, EC. My EC's doing okay today. Not much else. Not much else doing okay. FIVN, Shutterstock all down 1%. Twitter, Twilio. Twitter looks like it's about to fall off a cliff. And it may do just that. This bear flag may end up resolving itself. It's been long enough. Time-wise. Remember I talk about time versus drop? This is a good ratio. And the little round over here. What's Facebook doing? They kind of broke before. They're not looking so hot. Yeah, they're pausing. They're actually flat here today. Yesterday they had, looks like 2 distribution days. Actually, day before yesterday, yep, that closed all the way up here, so that's not such a bad thing. But Twitter not really having as much bullishness at all. So again, you want to wait to see if this thing actually breaks. You don't want to front run it. Just get in trouble doing that. GMAD. Garmin up 0.12%. Quite a bit of green on the right side of this Garmin chart. Looks like it's tightening up even further. Bodes well for a potential breakout in Garmin. So like we're past earnings, have a dividend. Next earnings is in late October. So far so good in Garmin. A lot of other ones have not been holding up nearly as well. Garmin's kind of been forgot about here. You can see throughout the year, it's looks like it's chopped around its opening level for the year. So this still waiting this for a breakout. I do have a small position in Garmin. There's your break. There's kind of your breakout point in your cup with handle. Let's go to the weekly on Garmin. I bet you should be pretty apparent. Yeah, so there's your breakout point. Nice little cup on Garmin. The right side is pretty weak though. Not a huge fan of that. So you can do a day count on these things, and right now you can see like on the left side of the cup here, you see quite a bit of red spikes. You see this is a good bottoming candle. This is really good. You want to see higher volume candles at the lows. That's ideal. And then as you start curling up, you also want to see higher volume candles, but we don't get it here. We have these 2 candles, which are pretty weak. And then these 2 candles are okay. I'd like to see them higher. Then we have another nice volume candle here. So this is probably technically where your handle will start on this red week right there. I think that's probably where you would start. If you consider this as part of the cup, then your volume's probably okay. But that's usually, they say the first downside week that would put you in a valid cup with handle should be where your handle starts. I don't see, this one looks like it's too low, so this one technically probably should be it, in which case you have a failed breakout here. But I don't know about any other rules other than that. But a very nicely symmetrical cup, and so far the handle looking nice and tight. And again, if you do consider this the top of the cup, these 2 are exactly the same high, both of these. So 65, okay, 65.28. So 65.38 is your technical buy area here. So but I wish there was these 2 candles were bigger. I wish all these were a little bit bigger, especially these 2. These should be much bigger. I'm not so worried about these as much. These would be bonus candles if these were larger. These are almost must-haves. I say almost because, I mean, they're pretty good candles. They tried to go lower, came back higher, so I'm not mad at them. And these are pretty good. So Garmin's probably one of the best setups right now. Ooh, match up 1.57% today, kind of leading us up. Okay, so match pulling back. Actually, this may be a good place to add on to this position. And Twitter going green on us today. That's good. Nasdaq pulling away from that diamond bottom line. This is probably a decent place to get involved in match. You're down $4, which is a decent amount. You're down 9% from these recent highs, and it had a very good upthrust. Match actually probably one of the better ones right now, I think. TTMI. Well, let's let this little reversal day play out and see what happens. I say that. So it looks like it's coming back and trying to fill the gap here, Eli. It hasn't been the bellwether of a stock you've been wanting to hold. But you can see here's a reversal day that it had recently, and then it looks like it moved a little lower, but never undercut that. So I think wait for that reversal day. So far it's moving up. I don't know. Let me know. You think you want to get out on it because it's down so far, or because you think it's towards the high of the day and it's not going to go any higher? So those are two different things. And we're going green a lot here today, which bodes well for this diamond top to not work out. Hope we keep continuing this uptrend. I mean, that would be great. Get Twitter health. If Twitter can break out of this, and not undercut these lows, I think that would be really good. And the whole market's going to have to take it higher, I think. Don't like the whole downside action. Yeah, it hasn't been my favorite action. But it still has higher lows, so just kind of sticking with it. It's chopping around the 50 right now. The 50 is actually above it. Here's the 50 on the daily chart. So it's going to come into the 50 right now, but it didn't break it on any kind of volume, so right now it's not really a concern. Yeah, me too. I'm sitting on my hands, but I'm feeling a little happier about Garmin here. Like I said, hopefully Twitter doesn't just drop. Different in TradingView, huh? Really? My 50 here is 1856. Or is it 1835? 1835 is my 50-day moving average right now. And this is not an exponential. This is just a strictly SMA. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other ones on my watch list here. Like I said, Match right now I think is probably a good buy. Yeah, I think it's come down pretty far, almost retraced most of the move, came down almost to the close of that first breakout candle, and it went up another 10%. Retraced most of that move here, and so far getting a green day. If it gets a little higher, it's probably buyable again. And then 1804, huh? That's weird. That is weird. I wonder who's wrong. Who's wrong? Regeneron here having a reversal. I took a position in Regeneron on this day, which looked like a really good day to do so, and it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. It gapped down on me pretty hard, for literally no apparent reason. Where's the open? Oh, open must be, it's 380, so it's at the high. So it gapped down here and just been drifting lower on lower volume. Had a bit of a reversal day yesterday on a slightly higher volume, so getting back to normal. But I actually liked my entry here. We had a low volume day at a low of a little mini flag. Doji candle. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, never undercut here. Never even hit my alert, if you notice right there. And so far going up, so that's good. Enjoying that. Yeah, match Garmin here. Cores coming back. Looks like it bounced off of the trend line. Little flag here so far. Bounced off of the breakout point. That's normal. We got Fizz. Ooh, Fizz coming up to the break up point, ladies and gentlemen. And don't know why I just did that. I think Fizz is probably going to get running here. One thing I don't like about this platform, it lets you fuck yourself like that. So beautiful little cup with handle here. I'm not sure technically if it's valid, but it's a damn cup with handle, so I'm going with it. And I have money in it, so that makes me biased towards it. Yay. But yeah, usually maybe a double bottom pattern more than a cup with a handle. So double bottom with a handle probably, low, undercutting low, and then this would be your breakout point right there. Also happens to coincide with a cup and handle breakout point. And notice volume declining here as we're rising. Normally that's bearish, but when you see bullish patterns, it can be good actually. So here's one where on the right side of the cup we do have increased volume. You see it right there. And then since we've topped, we have decreased volume here in Fizz. So Fizz looking pretty good. Whether you call it a cup with handle or double bottom, it looks pretty valid. 35% in the deep range of a double bottom, but so far so good. And then back to cores, which you know is healthy. Generac, Generac generators, which has kind of been chopping up. A semblance of a double bottom here too. Here's a low, here's a lower low, and then there's your breakout point. It's kind of been chopping around it. It did have good breakout volume. Actually, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The high volume candle was here. But either way, it looks like it's broken these highs right here and just been, doing its thing. High volume right here, so I'm not mad at that. Lower volume pullback. Let's see if it can keep going. PKG pulled all the way back down into the pennant triangle there. I got shaken out of that one. Damn it. Oh well. Probably still get back in if I really felt like it, but I'm happy with taking a little bit of risk off of the table right now, to be honest with you. FFIV doing okay. Having a nice... Come on. So you can see here on FFIV, the higher volume candle recently having the big bottoming. This is accumulation. And off of the 50-day, this is off of the 50-day moving average in FFIV. So chopped around it, broke above it, and the trend line touched it. So far it's bounced. We'll see if it continues. Could fail, could not. You're stuck between 182 now and this 50-day. All right, so BE. I like the company. I don't like the chart yet, but there's your breakout point right there in BE. Not much to do here though. I just like the company. TTMI. This is the one we were talking about a little bit earlier. So far, this price action. I'll wait to see if this actually reverses, but it's not doing too bad. The volume's declining, and so hopefully that'll get going here. Living in kind of lows. Already pulled back quite a bit amount after earnings. Pulled back 27% after earnings. So yeah, that kind of pulled back a little bit there. But here's the 50-day moving average. Could be a good point to actually add to here if it supports the 50-day. But see, this is also the first pullback to the 50-day, which is usually a good thing. This thing has been such a big uptrend though. Yeah, so if you want to buy it near the 50-day, do so, and then maybe put a stop towards this trend line, which is pretty close. It's a little deep. It's about 8%. If it happens today, it's deeper than that. It's going to be about 12.5%, which is too deep. If you want to give it that far, you're going to have to play with a smaller position. But a pullback to the first pullback to the 50-day, and as you can see, this is the first pullback to the 50-day, usually is a good accumulation point. So here's not doing too bad, and it's up. We saw this in the negative. It recently just popped. Those are just the rules, Eli. Those are just the rules. Yeah, so I'm saying it seems like it needs more time, and it's been up so high so fast. But that's kind of the general rule, is that the first pullback to the first two pullbacks to the 50-day are generally buyable in a breakout stock, and this is obviously a breakout stock. So I just got to put that out there, throw my opinion to the side. But yeah, I mean, I would go with the rules over my opinion, to be quite honest with you. But you got to have an appropriate stop loss, right? That's obvious. That's obvious. So TMS, very nice consolidation here after the big breakout. So far has failed to break above that high, but if it does so, we could definitely get another leg higher. Still also, I think, yeah, we still haven't quite closed over. Okay, looks like we got more price action here. Yep, so still under the 68. So Definitely could get up to 68 from 65.74. About $3 more. That's just under 5%, it looks like. Twitter pulling back red. Shutterstock. What have you been doing the past couple of days? Okay, kind of reversal here today on no volume. 6,000 shares traded. That's very, very low volume so far. Of course, we're only, 20 minutes into the trading day? NFIVN holding up these highs, so that's pretty good. Looks like new has jumped to our leaderboard here, and not really much to do here on the daily chart. SNCR, CMCM, all these bouncing off extreme lows, leading on my board here today. Nothing. CLR, the best one out of those. CLR is holding its own, man. CLR is doing. There's my BLFS. Man, this has had such a crazy run. Look at that. Looks like about 2 years ago, $1. Now it's at $19. You never would have bought that at $1.43. I'm just saying. Never. Never. You could have bought it off this, though. But I don't know if it was on too many people's radar. Now it's on people's radar. This is... remember I mentioned Jesse Stein super stocks the other day? This reeks to me of a Jesse Stein super stock. Literally reeks to me. Higher volume up here, long rest, breakout, and then going up to about $24 and you sell it. That's essentially the Jesse Stein super stocks model. You buy a stock between, like, I think he says like there's values where these tend to move from, and this is one of them. And this would have given you, an insane gain. So I don't know if there's a screen you can find for increased volume, low volume pullback. This is textbook. If you guys can find these, if all you did all day long was try to find these stocks, man, let me know. Let me know how you did that, because these are scenarios that make you rich, and it's hard to find them, but they're there, they're around, they're few and far between. But 90% of businesses fail, 90% of traders fail. I don't think there's a mismatch in correlation on that, to be honest with you, because trading is a business. If you're unwilling to do the work to make the business work, and a lot of people aren't willing to do the work to make trading work. But this is a Jesse Stein stock. This is a textbook example of that. But yeah, how to screen for these, I don't know. You just kind of got to screen everything under $10. So yeah, I think you said between $4 and $8 or $6. I don't know. Maybe I can pull it up if anyone's even interested in that. But I really did enjoy that Jesse Stein book. He actually talks about. So Jesse Stein is a guy that took a bunch of money and took some money and made it into a bunch more money. On his cover it says 46K to 6.8 million, and he talks about price ranges very similar to what I do. He moved it lower on the ladder. Okay, so he looks for the stocks before they hit IBD, and I probably found this via IBD. Anyway, I'm going to try to scroll and find it there, but he mentions the price range that he looks for. Yeah, manually, exactly. He mentions the price range that he looks for. See if I can do a search find on this. And red's creeping back in there if you look at my list. Got Twitter down 0.64% where it was up. Twilio's back down. It was positive for a while. Here back down. 261 times price. Oh, here we go. $4 stock with a perfect chart pattern backed by future earnings that could support a $24 to $36 share price within the next few quarters. So, I mean, this guy digs into fundamentals. This guy does, he actually calls the companies, or he says he does. So, he does a ton of homework. So, if you guys do want to follow along. So, there's a $4 stock with a perfect chart pattern, which is exactly what we have in this other one. Where is it? Where is it? BLFS. So, there's your, I guess it's a $5 stock. $4 to $5 stock. So yeah, in this part of the book, he's talking about how he started learning that these stocks stopped at about $24. I believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Sounds about right. Yep, talks about media manipulation. Okay, I just want to see. Darn it. Super laws of super stocks. Under $15. So he's got a few of his rules right there. Strong support base. So there's a long, boring base around $2. There's your breakout base. Look at the volume expansion. And then he doesn't talk about where he would enter, but I think he would enter there. And yeah, volume expansion is definitely what you want to see. Anyway, here's what I think is a textbook example of what he does, and yeah, I tried for a while to try to screen for these stocks. I just couldn't find them. It may have been the market environment we were in, but you know, trading is a lot about finding undervalued things. You know, it's kind of you know, we don't really think about that in terms of momentum trading, but when you're momentum trading, you're finding things that institutions find undervalued. Whether you understand that or not is a different issue, but that's really what you're doing. And so trying to extrapolate further down the pipeline to get increased percentage gains makes logical sense to me. If you're looking for things that institutions would be interested and involved in, then I think these are the kind of situations you're looking for. Also, why, you know, another reason why I try to look for these long bases is that those tend to have really good price runs. So, anywho, BLFS, we'll see if it moves or not. But I just think it's an interesting thing for those of you that really haven't heard about that before. That guy didn't gather a lot of steam. I kind of petered off. I don't know what he's doing these days, but I think his system's very valid. Actually, I think it's very, very valid. I think you definitely look for that volume expansion. So he looks for a long decline, volume expansion, and then for things to move. Tesla down 5%. Let's take a look at the Tesla. Wow, pulling way back in. Wonder why. SEC investigation. That's just more short, probably. I think the longs are done buying. I think the shorts are probably repiling in. I just hit the mute button there to sneeze. Can you guys hear when I hit that mute button? Just curious. Just curious. The Boring Company is going to charge $1 for tickets to ride. Are you serious? That is awesome. Okay, so I clicked on the news and I froze my entire platform. I don't know what's going on, Thinkorswim. Ooh, Tesla shares are down 3.1% in pre-market trading following the reports of SEC investigations into whether the company tweeted about a go private deal in order to hurt short sellers and mislead investors as to Model 3 production. So he's going to go private to fudge the Model 3 numbers? Is that the general consensus there? Try it again. So there you go. Here, gonna hit it again. All right, hit it again. So yeah, that is interesting. If who says that? So why would the tweet mislead investors to Model 3 production issues? I have a feeling someone else has their. Yeah, see, this is a report. I don't. Yeah, I think it's FUD. I'm going with FUD on that. So maybe a Tesla buying opportunity. Now you hear it. You didn't before. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I gotta sneeze or do something, and I mute rather than sneeze. But sometimes I can't hit the mute button in time. So if you do hear me sneeze, it came on really quick. But yeah, very low volume sell off in Tesla here. This probably is another time to maybe buy some shares. I mean, really, to be honest with you, I'm a firm believer in the system there. You can hear it? Okay. All right, I don't know what else I can. It's not that bad, though, is it? Like, Eli wasn't really noticing it, so maybe he. Whistleblower about bad parts and bad car deliveries. You know what? It's just a. I think that's the same guy that Elon said tried to sabotage his car. I don't know. It's like a damn soap opera. Just make some frickin' cars and shut up. Make some cars and shut up. Yeah, I'm going to tweet that at Elon Musk. All right, there you go. That was my shout out to Elon Musk. He will never see it. That's okay. I'm not being rude to Musk. Why would I? I'm not being rude to Musk at all. Go look at my tweet. Why would I be rude to Musk? That wasn't a rude thing. It was just a comment. Here, I'll pull it up for you. Where is it? I just tweeted it. How come it's not in my tweet if I tweeted it? Okay, apparently tweets don't go through after you tweet them. Could have swore I tweeted it. Okay, guess it didn't go through. That's right, Eli. That's what I try to do. I try to one-line these things. Oop, you know what? Hold on a second, guys. I need to do this before... This was even on my stupid list yesterday that I never looked at. Hold on. My kid's school needs t-shirt money, and I don't have $10 in cash. They don't provide change through envelopes. There's a 10. I'll just take... I'll give them change. Anyway, hour's up. I gotta do this thing for my kids' school thing, but yeah, the market today looks like it's very mixed. Let's go check out what the Nasdaq's doing. Looks like we're back towards lows, not so healthy. Twitter going lower a little bit there. Volume's not that great though. Only half hour into the trading day, very low volume, which is a little more encouraging to be honest with you. NQ, yeah, going back down towards those lows. If we break this diamond bottom thing here, ladies and gentlemen, we're probably going to run into a situation where we're going to move a little bit lower, but I have Restoration Hardware up 2% today. Looking beautiful. Just looking gorgeous. Very, very nice today. So, getting close to that 164, so about $10 left in this potential run. It may even stop before then, may even stop here at the closing high, just about the 160.50 level, 160.80 level. Could stop there. Earnings coming up, could flag out before then, but Restoration Hardware doing pretty good. A lot of the retailers looks like they're coming back. Restoration Hardware being one of them. CLR Regeneron doing pretty good. Yep, Regeneron doing pretty good. Starting to try to recover some of that. Hopefully go to new highs and don't just fill the gap. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Fill in my kid's t-shirt order. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one.